number one, he hasn't let them down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
Here's Augustine. There's 1:54 left to play in the final quarter. The 11-footer, Jack with the defense. Of effort.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Detroit leading by 7. Augustine with it. Here's Drummond, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Let's have a round of applause for the Cavalier girls.
To the inside, Jack loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Jack's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Outside Korver, he dishes it to Drummond, and stolen by Love.
It's going to be tough for him here, but maybe, just maybe, it's not over yet.
Cannot afford any empty possessions. They've got to recycle everything, partner.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
LeBron James. 2 shots.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that trims the lead to 6.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
There's a minute left in the game. Here's Augustine. That one goes. Count it. Augustine's got 48.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
And James throws it down.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Johnson kicks to Augustine. Launches a 3. Another 3 for Detroit.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
Jack dishes to Thompson. Second chance shot. No good from Jack.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And yes, sir, that one drops. And now it's a 12-point Piston lead.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest is played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
Now Augustine. No good there. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille Freak. It was nothing short of a professional offensive clinic he put on today. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew,
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Pistons in Detroit. This Detroit group has been getting things done. Nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. And tip-off approaching, but in the meantime, let's discuss post play. Shaq, you are a dominant post scorer. Duh. Who do you think are the top post scorers in the NBA right now?
Well, one, DeMarcus Cousins, 25-13, can go inside and go outside. He's a little frantic at times, but he's up there. Zach Randolph, he's got great feet work, nice soft touch. Big Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals. He does everything with his right hand, so he's so good. That's all he
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports.
Ready to go?
This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win. And guys, they come into this one looking for win number 3 in the season against these guys. They already have won the first 2.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried it.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Jennings out there with Iman Shumpert. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Young. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3. Brandon Jennings hits them both. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Jazz in Utah.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
Yeah, and you can see their frustration growing and growing as they continue to come up empty on their possessions. By the end, they were just happy to watch the clock wind down and move on.
Augustine, no luck. On defense, the Pistons coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Yeah, just the way you want it when you're the road team. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into it.
The rebound by Young. Augustine's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Jennings passes to Young. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. Outside Korver. Pass to Augustine. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Augustine's got his second bucket of the night. Augustine's gone 2 for 4 so far here tonight. Shumpert against Korver. Shumpert dishes to Lopez. And he misses his first shot.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Man showing some terrific range. 8 points for Freak.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Jennings kicks to Lopez. That misses off the backboard.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Here's Augustine. Clanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. Augustine's got 10.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. He feeds it to Korver. Just 5 to shoot. Tries it from 19, and it falls over the rim and in. And that's 12 points for Freak.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And Shumpert kicks to Jennings. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Bangs home the trifecta. Jennings has got 7.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
And there's the feed to Augustine. Johnson the screen. Augustine passes to Johnson. Here's Drummond, and stolen by Jennings. Elbow shot. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
I really hope he doesn't try that move again. It worked the one time, but he's not the guy to be working the crossover.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Brooklyn. They've had a difficult time in this matchup, losing both games in the season series. And I asked him what he thought might turn things around. He said, we've got to up our intensity defensively. We'll speed up our rotations. With our shot blocking, we can make things tough around the rim. But we also need to close out quickly on the perimeter. Guys, we'll see how they do.
Thank you very much, Doris. So it's mainly about defense for them early on.
And it won't just be early. I mean, it'll be about D all game long.
Yeah, and he made that point very clearly and emphatically to Doris and his players. I think we're going to see an intense defensive performance today.
And here's Augustine after the three-pointer from Amon Shumpert.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Now, here is Hill. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Augustine, that's good.
There's a chance he can have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Brooklyn's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Smith outside. Screen by Young, and it's Smith penetrating, and the whistle blows as the basket counts. Bring it up here. The Nets with the lead. So for Brooklyn now, Hollis Jefferson is out there with Wright. Then there's Jennings, then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Shumpert in at the 2 guard. Detroit's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And Augustine kicks to Corbin. He dishes it to Augustine. And that misses. That would have put him up. The Nets have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. It's Jennings with the drive. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Now here is Augustine. Coming off a solid outing against Cleveland.
In the first quarter, he was killing them from outside, but he can't get it going here.
Lopez left side. Oh, and that one.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Detroit Pistons at their home, the Palace of Auburn Hills. And guys, for the Pistons, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. Detroit had some players leave over the summer and over last season as well. It's a young team. Looks like they're going to try and build around Andre Drummond. How do they go about that, Kenny?
Well, Drummond's not a big threat from the outside. So, you have to have a stretch 4 that could help him out a lot. Then he'd have room for interior. They drafted Stanley Johnson. The kid is going to be pretty special. and spacing him.
Welcome, everyone, to a great Sunday night with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Going to the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. Looking back at the last matchup between these two teams, it was the Clippers who were unable to get it done against the Detroit Pistons.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the fire on that side of the ball.
And guys, it was a bit befuddling to me as to why they stuck with it. I mean, they dug themselves a hole and couldn't find the tweaks they needed to get out of it.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Green is out there with Griffin. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Mills in at the 1 spot.
What handles? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
And there's the pass to Redick. Kicks to Griffin. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And Augustine kicks to Johnson. Now Augustine, he had a 24-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence. He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Here's Mills. An easy 2 points on the layup. Mills has got his first points in this one.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And that was a shocker. Hard to believe that they dropped the ball, so to speak, on that one. And probably a tough pill for them to swallow.
And to lose it like they did, too. Wow, right at the end, man, makes it even tougher to take.
Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Now, here's Mills. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Chance there to take the lead, missing. For Detroit, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And a wide open look for Freak. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Augustine's got 7.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Picked by Griffin. Mills dishes to Green. No good with the triple. Pistons leading by 3. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. He told me that they're ready for an exciting game, going up against a team that's certainly capable of filling it up in a hurry. But he said we can't get so carried away trying to score with them that we get away from playing tough, gritty defense. If you slack off even a little bit, they can really go off. Guys, we'll see if they can strike the right balance and even the series. Back to you.
All right, Doris, and guys, what's your take on Coach's strategy here?
I tell you what, he doesn't sugarcoat it at all. I mean, it's a challenge going up against a team that is just as potent offensively as this group is, and he wants his guys to be mentally prepared for it.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to take some major intensity at that end of the floor if they're going to be able to weather the storm.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Griffin draws the double. Here's Mills. The shot is off. Nice D from Augustine. Pistons leading by 4. Left side, Leonard. On the wing, Johnson. 3-pointer, Augustine. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. And that's 13 points for Freak.
Outstanding start from 3-point range. their shooters are on fire.
It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the
moment to check in with Doris first. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through Freak. Coach wants him to go from one of the key guys to the key guy. And from the way he responded in the huddle, I think he's up to the challenge. Kevin, we'll see how that strategy pans out as this game develops.
Thanks, Doris. Now here is Augustine after the miss from Crawford. The dish to Augustine. Here's Harris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harris has got his first points of the night.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Crawford drives in. Rejected by Augustine. And they're able to recover. On up the court. Jackson. That's good.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Here's Green, following the score by Reggie Jackson. And again, no good by the Clippers. And here comes Jackson, leading the fast break. Good.
It's taken no time to build this lead. A great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early. That's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
And he gets it to go.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Crawford, no one around him. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him. Well, talking about Griffin comes in for Muscala. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Mills in for J.J. Redick. Augustine in a two-guard. Aaron Baines out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Harris in at the three slot. That's the group for Detroit right now.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Shoots from the corner. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Pachulia. How last month turned out for him. Averaging 5 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Sure is. I mean, he thinks every rebound is his, and most of them are. That's why he's putting up such big numbers.
And he nails the third.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical. And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Well, after that great first quarter from outside, he's cooled down here.
Mills passes to Green. Inside. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Johnson.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Augustine from outside. A rebound by Johnson.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking. And he does it again. What can you say? The defense continues to allow him to get open out there. They've got to know that he can knock down that shot. Put somebody on him.
Ball's knocked loose. Augustine with the steal. Goes up. A big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Shoots from the line. Rebounded by the Pistons. They've led by as many as 14 points. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the Replay Review Center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the parameters.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Some fantastic numbers for Augustine. He has 23 points. You talk about the 3-ball for him? Wow, unbelievable from long distance.
Clark, there have been some fireworks from deep today, but he is just dangerous out there.
And the Clippers, looking at they've got Mills out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Green, and it's Griffin in at the 4. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Nets got down to business. He finished with 24 points, and he got there with his usual way. Just an impressive barrage of threes. This game is just the latest performance in what has been a hot streak for him. Will he bring the fire tonight, guys?
Great, Doris. Thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
Well, even if he came close to matching it, that would be really impressive. But I tell you, that's asking an awful lot of one guy.
Fires the 3, and another 3 for Detroit.
That's 2 straight quick 3-pointers they've allowed.
The defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness.
Timeout for the Clippers.
Let's take a look at some of the leaders of the NBA. These point guards have been shooting lights out during the last month. Freak number 1.
And that percentage is what you'd expect to see from your big man. I mean, to get it from a guy who spends most of his time on the perimeter says a lot about his efficiency.
He has been absolutely deadly from the field, and that's because he's just as good at creating his own shots as he is at getting shots for his teammates. He knows how to find the open looks.
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, Los Angeles. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And right now for the Clippers, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
For sure. I mean, it's certainly not a sure thing at this point. They've got work to do yet.
Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Clippers trail by 14. Green kicks to Mills. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Mills has got 13 points.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
He was all alone on that one.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Outside, Green. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And it's sent back by Drummond. Augustine from outside. Another three for Detroit.
And you know what? He's got a new BFF. It's the triple.
And it has been his BFF today anyway. Most of his points have been courtesy of the deep ball.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by Leonard. Knocked away. And now Augustine pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc. And boy, are they taking advantage.
Count the bucket. Augustine's got 38 points.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Here's Mills. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
So far in the game for Mills, he's got 13 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Amir Johnson's checked in for Leonard. Tobias Harris comes in for Johnson. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Kyle Korver. Count the bucket. 8 points for Tobias Harris.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from beyond the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
That is good.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Augustine against Johnson. Here's Drummond. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. For the Clippers, Pachulia comes in for Olynyk, and Mike Muscala is subbed in for Blake Griffin. Pass to Mills. And foul call as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Reggie Jackson. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Pistons.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Detroit.
Move the ball.
Augustine against Johnson. Pachulia with the steal. And it's Johnson penetrating. That's good. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Augustine against Johnson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
All right, a chance to look at numbers for Jackson. His last 10 games, averaging 5 points per game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
For sure. Great anticipation. Peripheral vision is there. Natural talent as well. Really shining through.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Green's checked in. Pachulia, no luck.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Augustine with it, and he has 42. From outside the arc, it's off.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons visitors.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Pistons leading by 21. Augustine, he's in at point guard. Myers Leonard is out there with Johnson. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Drummond in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Picked by Griffin. Back to Green. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Green's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Clippers. Here's Augustine. An easy 2 points on the layup.
This guy's putting on a clinic out there. Everything is sound and sharp and crisp. He's really the centerpiece of their offense.
Johnson kicks to Green. Back to Johnson. They set the pick. He dishes it to Redick. Deflects the pass. 5 on the clock. They double team Griffin. Johnson. Rebound by the Pistons. Korver's got his third rebound tonight.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead. No doubt about it.
Outside, Green. Griffin a screen on Johnson. The drive by Green. On target from 13 feet. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit
Mills is checked in for Johnson. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Augustine from outside. And he gets the bucket. Augustine's got 50 points.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc. You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Korver, no luck.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Move the ball.
The feed to Drummond. Pistons passing it around. And the shot is good. Augustine's got 52 points.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
And the wide open shot from Redick. Augustine grabs the board. Augustine's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Dishes to Johnson. Pass to Augustine. And here we go with Green. Nobody down. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Freak. That's good from Green. And a different look here for the Pistons. Picture also for Detroit. Freak checked in for Kyle Korver. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display of team play.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense is a smooth operation.
Shot A. I like that, Greg.
That's his second personal foul.
Augustine dishes to Johnson. And Freak throws it down.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
There's Crawford with the three. Count that one.
For three.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Augustine from outside. Shot is no good. And here are the Clippers. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Crawford. All alone. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Shot from the wing. On the money.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan.
What's up, girl?
The 2K Sports post-game